Hello Zimbabwe, Makadiko, Jiri says Brother Mason here. I'm back again. Ndambofungudzira kuti nhasi grembuta sei ndidzoke ndimbotaurawo nemi. And today I'm actually off, ndiripa off kazuva kabuda and angochila ndiripa deni saka ndambofungudzira kuti why not talk with my people? Why not talk with my brothers and sisters, my favorite people in the whole world? Right, in Zimbabwe, I don't know if some people may or may not have heard of me. And it was Brother Mason, and I came on social media talking about metaphysics and esoteric knowledge. This is my claim to fame. And I know it's a new subject, and to this day, Brother Mason, you're talking about all these big words, metaphysics, esoteric knowledge. What are you trying to prove? Are you trying to prove or what is it that you're trying to say? Right. Nasi, I can just come here. Since I've got time, since we're chilling, and I'm off, I'm gonna clarify. I can just iron out any kind of confusion in my kid. That's the reason why I'm here, my brothers and sisters. I'm gonna try to explain to you the whole philosophical concept here, metaphysics, esoteric knowledge. What are we talking about, and why is it even important, and why should you even bother listening or learning or even applying it in your life? So you're gonna have to bear with me. Some of these things that I introduce Kwamuri is gonna be totally new, and it might even go against your belief, your core belief. And if somebody introduces you something new that goes against the genre, it's kind of hard to sink in or even tolerate it. Let's be frank. So let's start. First of all, what is esoteric and what is metaphysics? When you're talking about esoteric knowledge and when you talk about metaphysics, what are we talking about? Right. Kantaura neve metaphysics, kantaura neve esoteric, we are talking about hidden knowledge. We are talking about knowledge that is in the invisible. We are talking about zvinhu zvisingaonekwe nemaziso aya tu, zvisinganzwike nenzeve idzi tu. So we are going beyond the physical realm. Right? That's a new word, physical realm. Now, physical realm is so when you're talking about physical realm, are you trying to say, Brother Mason, there's other realms besides the physical realm? And the answer is 100% absolutely correct. Besides this physical reality ya munoone, kalamchuna nyama zangu, kalamchuna maziso angu, kalamchuna color ya skin yangu, kalamchuna body yangu, I've got gray hair. You know, if you like my gray hair, if you don't like it, that's cool. But yes, by the way, I've always had gray hair since I was 14, 15. So I used to shave off my head all the time, but the older I grew, and the more appreciative I am of myself. I just need to accept who I am. Don't need to hide nothing. I think I need to embrace my identity. Right. Saka, yes. Is there any other realms? Is there any other dimensions apart from this physical reality? The body that I have, this is a physical body which is made up of 70% water, and it's made up of red blood cells, white blood cells, made up of flesh and bones, right? So is this really me? Is this is the physical reality? There is another realities, Zimbabwean family. This is a reality, is the non-physical reality. Sakataku taura metaphysics now. This is where we're talking about. Because as you know, you've got a mind, body, and spirit. But at the same time, you've got a mental body, you've got a spiritual body, and you've got this avatar, this uniform that I'm wearing today, which is called my physical self. Now, here is the biggest problem that I have noticed over the years. Vanhu vazhinji vano identify themselves near their physical, egoistical body. Now, there's another new word, ego. What is an ego? An ego is nothing but an accumulation of words and beliefs, accumulation of description, accumulation of knowledge that you've come to identify yourself. Case in point, ndikakura ndichingofungidzira kuti I'm handsome, I'm cool, I'm this and that. I am the most good-looking chocolate brother ever. Ndikakura ndichingofungidzira I'm going to develop an ego, I'm going to develop an image, even though it's an artificial image. It's an image that I've just created, but I'm going to create this image. I'm a very good-looking, chocolate-looking brother who is attracted to the ladies. The ladies are attracted to him. Ndikakura ndichingofungidzira that this is my belief. This eventually will become my alter ego. It will become my identity. I'm going to be assuming that's who I am. The more you tell something, the more you make a statement, and the more that statement become believable. That's how your subconscious mind works. That's another word, subconscious mind. What is a subconscious mind? Now, as you know, we've got one mind, but our mind is divided into two. We've got what's called the conscious mind. Conscious mind ndeye inokubatsira kuti uzive kuti what's right and what's wrong. Andikwanisa kuuraya mumwe munhu, andikwanisa kubira mumwe munhu. Because consciously I think that's wrong morally. That's wrong. It's not good. It's not a positive thing. It's not nice to steal something from somebody, to hate somebody, to hit somebody, or to kill somebody. I've got no right to take somebody's life. I've got no right to inflict a harm and hurt on somebody else. I have to use my conscious mind. And conscious mind normally is because ndakadzidziswa namai vangu, ndakadzidziswa nababa vangu, ndakadzidziswa kuchurch, ndakadzidziswa kuchikoro, ndakadzidziswa necommunity, ndakadzidziswa nesociety, ndakadzidziswa nefamily and friends. So it's a normal thing to do. So I have to use my conscious mind. Now we've got another mind which is called the subconscious mind. Now what's the difference between the conscious and the subconscious mind? Now the subconscious mind, it's an accumulation yema beliefs. Ever since I was brought to this earth. Because when you are brought into this world, unopiwa a blank piece of paper. It's not gonna anything. So anything that you believe, anything that you think is true, anything that you've heard people describing to you about you, unotaka kuzinyora. Maybe not literally, but mentally unokosa kuzinyora on this blank piece of paper. Now this virtual blank piece of paper become your belief, and it will make up what's called your subconscious mind. Now there's an interesting point that I need to tell you about the subconscious mind, because the conscious mind is 10%, but the subconscious mind is 90%. Now 10% is what you use consciously, and 90% is what you use unconsciously. Now what do we mean about that? What we mean is that most of the time we are on autopilot, because zvinhu zvese zvaukadzidziswa, zvaukabelieve, zvaukastore in your storage mind, inonzi subconscious mind, ndozvokudriva kuti uite zvaurikuita, uve pauri, or uite zvaunoita. All your patterns, your behaviors, they are indirectly and discreetly manipulated and being driven by the subconscious mind. Right. So saka kana tichitaura kuti there is another existence, there is another realm of existence about you. What are we, Brother Mason? Because I'm here, I can see my body and I know who I am. But that's the thing. This is the great paradox, and this is the greatest mystery. Nekuti zvaunofungidzira kuti ndizvo zvauri, is just an illusion. That's why mukaenda kuma Aborigines, mukaenda kuma Indians, mukaenda kuma Indians and yoga, mukaenda all these ancient cults, even in South America, even in Africa, in Egypt, even if you go to most African traditional cultures, they will tell you because everything is just an illusion, everything is just a dream. And you know why? A dream, not a dream in a sense, you could see everything that you see, you think is real, but it's not real. I know the next question you're going to be asking, Brother Mason, I think you're talking pokies. Because what do you mean I'm living everything is a dream? Because I can see, I can feel, I can do this, I can do that. I'm going to tell you why is that. It's because you have believed it to be what it is. It's all about belief. Because in this physical reality, for you to exist in this physical reality, iyo reality yarutala. Ndakudza kuti realities akasiyana. There's akawanda esoteric. There are so many different realities. In my father's house, there are so many different mansions. Pauri papa iwawaka. If somebody asks you, who are you? You are not your body. You are not 40, 30, 50, 60 years old. That is just the age of your body. That is the age of this physical reality. Ukanzi, who are you? Most people, they say, I am this, I am a male, I am a female, I was born in Zimbabwe, I was born in this and that, I do this job as a living, this is my legs, this is my blah, 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 blah. All of these things is a description of your physical reality in this dimension. But what you need to understand, my family, my Zimbabwe family, your body is nothing else, like I said before, is nothing else but in a uniform or an avatar. What you are or what you really are is what's called the I am. The I am. I am, I am, which means you are who you are. And you are who you are. You are spirit, a conscious energy. You are consciousness. Spirit, divine spirit, consciousness, they're all one and the same thing. You are a divine being, not a human being. Human being is just one of your aspects. Basically, you are one person or one entity or one reality that has got so many divergence or so many multiplicity of identity. But the real you is just one conscious energy. Now, we're going to go back. I had to explain all these things, Kwamuri, kuti mu understanding, what Neville Goddard, this guy I told you about, you need to go and check him out on YouTube. He brought this this teaching, imagination creates a reality. Neville Goddard, he was a spiritual teacher, an American spiritual teacher, and he passed on now. I know his spirit still lives with us, but he is one of those few people who explained a reality as it is. You see, that book that you call the Bible, or Helios Bibliographer, that book that you call the Holy Bible, is a book about you. That book from Genesis to Revelation, it's a book about mental science. It's about you. All the characters, all the stories, all the historical accounts, from Adam and Eve to right at the end here, Revelation, they are just stories. Those are not real, literal, historical things. 2,000, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 years ago. But those stories were just used to describe. You have to understand that Bible, they use a literacy style which we are not familiar with in this current age. What we are told is what's real, because we are very literal. We are very, very, very literal. but vakanyora Bible they used stories, metaphorical stories, ngano nenyambo ndo zvavakashandisa kuti vatese to get their point across. Nekuti ukada kutari, I mean, put it this way, right? If somebody comes to you akukudzidzisa quantum physics, quantum mechanics, subatomic physics, subatomic equations and all that. I mean, I was really rubbish in maths, and I now study physics. If somebody comes and talk to me like this, they might as well speak alien language. But ukazvitaura ukazvisa munyambo, ukazvisa mungano. Now this is what they call metaphorical or mythological stories, or metaphoric as well, because everything symbolizes something. Sakachi, another myth. A myth is a legend, is a story. It does not necessarily mean to be, it does not necessarily has to be a true story, but it could be any story. And some of these myths, they are mixed between a true story, but yaka exaggeratedwa to get the point across. So that's what the Bible is all about. That book, it's a platform, it's a dramatization, it's a stage, really, about your journey. Journey of what? Journey of your soul and journey of your spirit. That book is a psychological book. It's got nothing to do with history. All the characters, all the Moses, the David, the Solomon, the Jesus, the disciples, none of those people existed in real life. But they are all used to tell something true. So it's almost like a paradox. How can the Bible be true but not true? Because she is true in a sense of esoteric. There's another word, a new word. And even though I said that before, esoteric. Esoteric is esoteric, the hidden meaning or the hidden point or the hidden knowledge that is not on the surface. On the surface is a literalism. On the surface is nyaya. On the surface is what's called exoteric, with an X, exoteric knowledge. Outer layer, iganda. But the deeper inner meaning is the esoteric knowledge. Now, hopefully I've ironed out a few things there. Now, ngatidzokere to our point of this video, right from the get-go. Imagination creates a reality. Now, let's dwell on that for a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, my Zimbabwe family. Imagination creates a reality. Now, what does imagination means? Describe those two words. Imagination is and a reality is. Now, imagination, from my from my understanding, imagination, mafungiro. Zvauri kufunga ndo inonzi imagination. Kwete kuti zvauri kurota, because that's dreaming, that's daydreaming. But zvauri kufunga ndo inonzi imagination. Like iko zvino ndokwanisa kufunga kuti kumana, I can see myself in Barbados, I can see myself in Jamaica, I can see myself ndiri ku Mauritius ndakachila pa beach mafungiro angu ndo inonzi imagination. I'm building this visual image in my mind. So it's almost like a picture. Imagination is almost like a pictorial image. Yeah, did you say? Yeah, no funga mufungwa zangu. Right? A reality. What is reality? Now, reality, from my understanding, it's something that you experience at that present moment. Saka, you can't mention reality without mentioning action and present moment. What's actually happening in present tense? Do you know the reality? Saka that's the reality. Saka kana tichiti, imagination creates a reality. This is what this gentleman, Neville Goddard, prophet, used to teach. And to be quite honest, the New Testament, the character that you call Yehoshua or Jesus, is exactly what this character, because I told you it's not a historical figure, but this character, this symbolical character, this is what he was trying to tell you. All the books in the New Testament, even the Apostle Paul. And again, Paul is not a real historical figure. They're all symbolical. But the character called Paul in his epistles said exactly the same thing. Reality is caused by imagination. Now, without confusing you too much, because the Torah is esoteric, so I don't want to confuse you too much. So I'm going to go straight to the point now. Now, this is the grand finale, so please take notes and pay attention. Zvinhu zvese zvinoitika muupenyu hwako. Zvinhu zvese zvinoitika muupenyu hwako on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, zvinhu zvese zvinoitika muupenyu hwako zvinotangira mupfungwa. Every action that you do starts off from the mind. It is your thought process or your thought patterns that presides in all before action. Saka zvinhu zvese zvaunoacta, zvinhu zvese zvaunoexperience, you would have thought it in your mind, whether it's a positive thoughts or negative thoughts. Zvese zvinotangira mind dzako, mupfungwa dzako. Nothing happens by coincidence. As a matter of fact, coincidence or chance is something that you do not understand, or something that you